Hey, David. Hey, you're not going in there to work, are you? We're on strike.
No, of course not. No, yeah, solidarity, everyone.
Yeah. So why are you going in there?
Me? I'm gonna go get my thing that I need, that I really need right now. It's my important item. I need my phone. I need to go get my phone in the factory. So I'm just gonna pop in there and...
So what's that?
What's what?
I can hear something ringing.
No, that's the birds, Renee.
It's coming from your pocket.
In my pocket? A bird in my pocket? What? Oh no, this isn't a bird, this is a phone. This is my phone. I've been looking for this everywhere. Wow, guess I don't have to go in the factory anymore, do I? Thank you so much for that. Fine. Fair play. Okay, fine. I won't do that again. I'm not going to do that again. Okay? It's going to be fine. Okay, truce. We all good? How about this? There was a ice cream truck that crashed over there and all the ice cream fell out and now there's just free ice cream on the ground. So if you guys want to go check it out, I can stay right here and I can man the fort, make sure no funny business happens.
You're obviously lying, David. No one believes you.
Okay. She's right. I was lying. But you know what I'll never lie about? My son. And he is in that factory right now. And I don't know how he got in there yet, but I know he's in there and he needs me. He needs his papa because I have his medicine. And if he doesn't get his medicine in the next 5 minutes, he's gonna turn inside out. And I don't want that to happen. So please, can I go in there and just save my son from being turned inside out? Please. Was that good? Did you guys like that one?
Okay, fine, let him through. If David wants to work in unsafe conditions for low pay, that's up to him.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, boys. Thank you. Papa's gonna go make some money. I'm gonna go use the big saw.
Sometimes you want to change things the government isn't in charge of. That's right. It's time to talk about making change in the marketplace.
Oh no, come on, I went off too.
Should we help him?
The Citizen's Handbook.
So, you want to make the world a better place, but you don't like the idea of going head-to-head with the Beehive. Well, I've got good news for you. Collective action doesn't always have to target the government. You can also put your people power to perfectly good use in the market. Now, you can be forgiven for thinking that markets are complicated. I mean, there's companies, businesses, fat cats, big wigs, regulations, stimuluses, taxpayers' unions, wages, salaries, FBOS sales, discount specials, 2-for-1s, low prices, and watching over it all with her benevolent, unaging smile, the Briscoes lady. It all sounds complicated, but there are actually lots of ways to change how companies behave. For example, if you want to change the behavior of a company, you could always start a rival company that does things differently. If you find out that every company currently making bread makes it out of child bones, you could be the first company that doesn't make bread out of child bones, and consumers might well flock to your product instead and put the other bread makers out of business. I should say, no companies currently make bread out of child bones. Except, but I mean, everybody knows that. But what if you don't want to start a company? Well, don't worry, there's still lots of other ways to use the market to pressure companies to do what you want. Companies need two things to function. They need money and they need people to work for them. So you can withhold those things and make them think about what they've done. It's time to talk about boycotts, divestments, strikes and money, or simply BDSM. Story time! Once upon a time in the early 1900s, There was a coal mine in the town of Blackball called the Blackball Coal Mine. Mine life was tough, and the miners had a lot of complaints like, our shifts are too bloody long, and our lunch breaks aren't bloody long enough. And to be perfectly honest, I'm a bit worried about the long-term environmental effects of all this fossil fuel consumption. Whenever the miners brought it up with the mine owners though, they just went, blah blah blah, whatever, shut your traps and get back to work. And nothing ever changed. So one day, when a manager fired a guy for taking more than 15 minutes to eat his pie, the whole Blackball Miners Union put down their tools and stopped working. They told their manager, we're not going to start work again until you give that guy his job back and also give us more than 15 minutes to eat our pies. And the manager went, no. But the miners kept their word and work at the Blackball coal mine ground to a halt. The strike dragged on for months with neither side giving in. The mine owners were like, we don't need you anyway. We have a whole other coal mine down the road. Good luck feeding your families. And the miners were like, actually, we're growing lots of veggies at home and also some farmers are helping us out too, so we can definitely hold out as long as you want. Eventually, the mine company went, okay, look, our other mine may or may not have just flooded and our very obstinate chairman just died. So we'd quite like you to start working again, please. And yes, we'll hire back Pat and give you longer lunch breaks. And the miners went, yay, yeah, woo! And work at the Blackball coal mine resumed, and 100 years later, climate change happened. Whoopsie, the end. These days, workplace strikes are only legal under very specific circumstances. Basically, your union can only go on a lawful strike if your collective agreement has expired, your negotiations for a new one started at least 40 days ago, and you gave your boss and the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment a heads up before you did anything. Unlawful strikes can land a union in court, possibly having to cough up a crap load of money. So with bankruptcy on the line, they tend to be pretty careful about pushing the old strike button. Still, strikes, or the threat of a strike, are powerful negotiation tools. If you have enough workers refusing to work, most businesses will find it very hard to do any business at all. And they might discover that the pay rises they said were impossible yesterday suddenly don't seem so impossible. But what if the business you want to send a message to isn't one you can withdraw your labour from because you don't work for them? Well, that's when boycotts come in handy. Boycotts are easy. All you have to do is convince a bunch of people to stop giving a business money. If they take enough of a financial hit, you've got a pretty good shot at getting them to change their ways. Just ask the pubs in Greymouth who dared to raise the price of beer in 1947 and found themselves boycotted for over 4 months until they backed down and lowered their prices again. Or ask DB Breweries what happened when they tried to close their beer factory in Greymouth. That's right, a good old-fashioned boycott changed their minds right around. But not all boycotts have to be about beer. Or even Greymouth. They don't even have to be about businesses at all. Sometimes you can cut out the middleman and just boycott a whole country. In the 1930s, New Zealanders boycotted Japanese imports after Japan invaded China. And in the 70s and 80s, we boycotted South African and Chilean imports because we thought, respectively, that apartheid was shitty and fascism sucked. When you buy someone's products, not only are you helping them stay in business, you're also giving them a tiny little nod of approval. When you invest in a business, that's even more full on. If you invest in a business, you're basically giving them a big sloppy kiss on the cheek and telling them what you're doing is amazing. Please don't stop or change in any way, I love you. That's when divestment, the opposite of investment, comes in handy. Now, apart from 1 or 2 of you, chances are that you don't have millions of dollars personally invested in oil companies. But until recently, your council, your bank, or your university probably did. Those institutions were all saying, hi oil companies, we might not love what you do, but considering you're a legitimate part of society, we might as well make some money off you. So one divestment campaign targeted those institutions and pressured them into divesting from fossil fuels. It was a way of saying, so yeah, not only do we not love what you do, we just realised that we actually don't need you, and we kind of don't want you in our society anymore, so bye! And this can have a massive flow-on effect. Not only can you pressure your bank into withdrawing their investments from the thing that you hate, but if enough people are doing the same, you can end up destabilising investments worldwide in the thing that you hate, making it less reliable and less profitable, and making even more people divest. That's powerful stuff. So, make something better or withhold something that companies need, and you can force them to do what you want. You're in charge now. What do you want them to do? It's your choice, so don't mess it up. Good luck. Bye.
A citizen's hand.